So now I'm posting regularly on my YouTube, so you're able to kind of track what I'm doing with the horses and things like that. But there's a lot of unanswered questions, like how I got where I am when I started posting regularly. So I'm going to talk about all the horses that I've kind of worked with in the next few videos over the next few weeks. So since Winnie was my first horse, I thought I would start with her. So since Winnie is my first horse, I'm going to kind of go over a little bit of background stuff about how I got into horses and things like that first. So I've always really loved horses and have always wanted a horse, but my parents always told me no. I always asked for a horse. It was always no. Until I was about 10 years old, I was riding every so often at my grandpa's house. He's always kept a few horses in his backyard kind of thing. But by the time I was 10, I really wanted to start looking for my own horse and had decided I was going to get a horse no matter what, and I was going to have to find a way to get a horse. So I started looking for horses and saving money and things like that, but never really found one that fit. And I started going over to my grandpa's more to ride his horses, and he ended up pulling a 4-year-old filly out. I was about 11 years old, maybe almost 12. He ended up pulling a 4-year-old filly out, and she was not halter broke. She could barely pick up her feet, things like that, and she wasn't trained at all. He just hadn't had time for her and things like that. So he told me if I broke her, I could have her, and guess who that was? This Missy right here. And so I did. I kind of accepted the challenge, and I'd never really trained a horse before. I'd been riding most of my life every so often, but didn't have tons of experience. But I knew I wanted a horse, and this was the way that it was presented to me to have an opportunity to get a horse. So for the next 2 years, I worked with Winnie while she was over at my grandpa's house and just did training on her. It took me a while to break her. I had to do a lot of groundwork before that. And eventually I got her to where kids could ride her. I could ride her all over the place with other horses, without other horses, and things like that. Early spring of 2016, she came over to our house. Since then, we've kind of just been messing around, doing a lot of fun shows and things like that. Last summer, in summer of 2017, I taught 20 kids to ride horses, and she was the horse I used to teach them all, and she did great as a lesson horse. And I've taken her to some fun shows and barrel races, and she's done well at that. So Winnie was the first horse that I broke and trained, and that's how I really got into training horses and fell in love with that, and that became my passion. And since then, I've worked with a lot of other horses, but through Winnie, I really learned how much patience you have to have with horses, and kind of through Winnie developed my own style of training. I didn't really follow one specific trainer, but just did what worked for me in the horse, and have continued to do that with all the horses I've worked with. So thanks to this girl, I've developed a huge passion for training horses and have worked with around 10 horses since then, and so you will see more videos about those horses in the next few weeks. So thanks for watching.